Scientist C, Patent Information Center, STAC. Accompanying him, we have among us Mr. Debasis Datta and Mrs. Dipamani Baisa. I'd like to request Ms. Sanika Das ma'am to felicitate all three persons we have. Thank you, ma'am. Let me give you a brief introduction about Siddharth Devnath. He is a Bosconian and an engineer, trained at National Institute of Intellectual Property Management, Government of India, Nagpur. He is heading the PIC with his work profile of intellectual property rights, uh, specifically patent, geographical indications, trademark, design, copyright, consultation, analysis, searches, drafting, filing, resolving examination reports, hearing, renewal, and commercialization of support. He is a national level resource person on IPR for various IIT, NIT, IIE, FICCI, MSME, DI, GMA, AEC, other universities, colleges, NGOs, government departments of other states. He has been a guest faculty for national pharmaceutical research institutions like NIPER, HRDC Guwahati University, and Assam Engineering College, Guwahati. He is a patent expert of Institutions Innovation Council, MHRD's Innovation Cell at Don Bosco College of Engineering and Technology, Guwahati. He has been a judge of science model competitions for Directorate of Secondary Education, Government of Assam, and for DNP Smart Idea Award at Innovation Festival of Regional Science Center, Guwahati. He's a trainer on patent search, drafting, filing, and prosecution, and also in other IPRs, design, trademark, and copyright. He had trained the officials of the state government science and technology councils of Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, and Nagaland. He is also a member of Guwahati University IPR Cell, Advisory Committee for Technology Transfer of Guwahati University and Innovation Evaluation Committee, MSME DI, Govt of Assam. He has 10 plus years of IPR experience and has supported 1,000 plus innovators, filed 50 plus patents and 50 plus other IPR, design, trademark, GI, copyright, and delivered 120 plus IPR lectures. He had felicitated geographical indication registrations for Boka Saul and Muga Silk of Assam, the logo for the state of Assam. He had represented the state of Assam at the BRICS Alliance Business Forum 2018 for the GI of Muga Silk of Assam. I'd like to request all of you to give a round of applause to him. And now I'd like to request Mr. Siddharth Devnath to deliver his address to the gathering.
Thank you so much for your kind introduction. So, dear participants, I hope you had a good time today learning about patents, starting with IPRs, then a little bit about the previous speaker, what they told about patents. I think they were good examples. And now we'll go into the drafting of the patents. And I have prepared a presentation. So there are a few examples that I have. I've brought two patents which actually got granted through our center, PIC. And I'll show the examples based on the drafting regarding those two patents. So that will be very helpful to all the participants. And if you have any questions regarding anything, just feel free to ask me or interrupt me anytime. Okay. So regarding patent application, I think you have come to know about the patent searches and what are the different criteria for patents. And regarding when you're ready to file a patent, then you will have to go through these documents. First of all, what is the patent application and what are the different forms that we need for a patent application? The first one is we need a form 1, which will contain different types of data such as your name, address, who is the inventor, applicant, what are the enclosures. Then there will be a form 2, which is the actual patent document. Form 2 will contain all the details of your patent application. Then we'll have a form 3, which is called statement and undertaking. Form 3 is used so that you can declare whether you are filing your patent only in India or abroad. So this is a very important form. And finally, a form 5. Form 5 is declaration as to inventorship. Form 5 states who is the actual inventor of your patent. Inventor could be the person who are actually working the patent, they have conceived the patent and made the technology. Applicant could be a different person. For example, if in this university, if we can have the applicant as Assam Don Bosco University, but the inventor could be a professor or his team. So those things should be declared properly in Form 5. So as we know, patent is one of the form of intellectual property rights. And so here also, just like your property, all those ownership legality stands. And then there should be a fees payment, which could be made in cash only in at the patent office. Check is nowadays not encouraged, but it was once mode of payment. And then bank draft. You can also file online. And others, we need a Form 26, which is power of authority. If you are hiring a patent agent or an advocate, then you have to give Form 26. It is just like giving the power of attorney. I think you know that about. So just like that. And then we can have some priority documents. If you're filing your patent international level, such as you're filing in US, so in that case, you have to get some priority documents. And if you use a biological material in India, then you need to have a permission from the National Biodiversity Authority. So these are the contents and the forms that we need to file a patent application. Okay. So a patent application can be filed in two forms. The first one is called a provisional patent application, and which contains a provisional specification. This is especially important both those people who are doing research. So for example, you have come into a state when you know that your invention is just about to be completed. That is also in due course, you are writing your thesis of your paper and you're just going to submit it. However, you're waiting for some data, such as some experimental data or some NOCs, some clearance. Now, instead of waiting after your whole invention is complete, you can directly file a patent at that time. So what will happen, it is called a provisional patent application. Just before completion of an invention, if you file a patent, what you'll have, you will get a priority date. That is, you will get a time and a date and a patent application number. However, remember, this is not the actual patent application. This is just like booking your slot into the whole patent domain. So you can book your slot as a patent application ahead of its filing. And then after that, within 12 months, you have to file a complete specification, which is the actual patent application. Now, what are the contents that we have in a provisional and also in a complete? In the provisional, you can actually file with all the contents that you have in your work. Whatever it is, all the pictures, all the things, all the description, you can merely kind of copy it, paste it, and file a patent application, because a provisional specification is not examined by the patent office. This is just a backup type thing. So you can file whatever content it is, but do not hide things that you do not have. Once you file a provisional specification, patent office will not look into it. They will just keep a record of it. No one will also look into it. It is a secrecy thing. It will not be published. After that, within 12 months, when you're ready with your main invention, then you can go and file the patent application. But this time it has to be as per proper format of a patent application. You have to disclose what is the best method, what are the technicalities used what are the different types of components present, how they work, all your experimental data, all the charts, all the test reports, and then you have to file it. Once you file a complete specification, there is no way you can change the patent. That is your final specification. Now, in case of a research, you always have a timeline, right? There is a time, there is an urgency to publish the research because it helps in your academic work. Now, in this case, when will you file a patent? The best idea is when you are just about to submit your thesis, or just before that, you file a provisional patent application. There you can directly copy what is into your thesis, and then file it. You will get a date. After that, you go for publication of your work. It will be published in the journal. It will take some time. After that, you can work on to get the file the complete specification. Now here, what will happen? When you file the complete specification, say after 6 months, by the time 6 months, your paper will be published in the journal. You're clear of that. But after 6 months, when you file the complete specification, the date of your patent application will be the date which you have filed the provisional specification. So you will get an early date. And remember, one of the primary criteria of patent, what is it? Novelty. So if anything is published, that cannot be patented. Just remember that if your work is published anyhow, anywhere, it cannot be patented. Therefore, first file the patent application, then go for publication. And here in case, you can file the provisional, then go for publication, then file the complete specification. Okay. Now, provisional is not very hard, but you have to do some, get some contents ready. First of all, the contents are like we have a title. Now, patent title, I'll go in details later. Then a preamble is there, which states it is a provisional or complete. There is a field of invention. There is a prior art, object of invention, description, whatever you have details, just put into it. Drawings are optional. If you have drawings ready, you can put. If you do not have, you can put it later in the complete. And then as much as information you have to put it. There should not be no hiding of information. And then the complete specification is very similar to that. Now, here is some catch. The title that you have filed in the provisional, that title has to be the same in the complete spec. You cannot change it. So there has to be some work. Preamble is different. Field of invention, you can change it a little bit. Prior art, you have to add. Objects, you can do a little bit change. Summary, detailed description, claims, and abstract are new things. And here, one of the most important is the claims. So basically, we can say that you can file the provisional specification. You can draft a provisional specification yourself. It is not very hard, but by just knowing about all those things a little bit, you can draft it. But complete specification drafting requires expertise because there you have to, even though you can actually disclose everything, one of the main part, that is the claims, that needs expertise. Claims are the only content of a patent application that legally protects your invention. Other things they do not protect, they are just supporting material, content. Now, let's go one by one. I have two examples. I'll also show you accordingly. First of all, drafting the title. Remember, title is very important in case of provisional specification. So I've written something here like it should be indicative of the subject matter, should not have any fancy words, details of the invention is not required, and not more than 15 words. So just you think what will be the title? It should always be the technical title. Okay. For say, let's see this microphone here. Okay. So what say today you have invented a microphone. No one has invented a microphone. So what will be the title of the invention? Will it be a microphone? Can you tell me? Will it be a microphone? Today you have invented a microphone. Though will it be a microphone? It will not be a microphone because that is a kind of a common word. It will be a device for what? Recording and analyzing an audio signal into an electrical signal. So that will be your first the title of the invention. Once you make the title, then later on, if someone invents more inventions, they can refer to that as a microphone. So once you have the title and title should not consist of this common words such as it's a better sound recording device. Better word is not allowed. Then if you have some trademark words, those are not allowed. Those are there are some techniques, but you cannot use those. So every kind of a patent application title should be directly its content. Now, let's see one example here. This is the patent that we got granted. It's a chemical patent, but it's a chemical structure. So I'll just show you the abstract a little bit, you know. Yeah. So this invention, this is a granted patent. The grant is in the name of Professor Pradeep Fukan from Guwahati University. And we had filed it and we had got it granted. And here the invention is a twofold invention. First of all, it is a catalyst. It's a copper catalyst which he had invented. That is a synthetic copper catalyst. Natural things are not patentable, synthetic. So he has devised and made this catalyst in his lab. Now, in this case, what will be the title? You cannot say it's just a copper catalyst because there are so many copper catalysts. Now, where this copper catalyst will be used? So there are some reactions which have some CN, carbon, nitrogen, and carbon sulfur, and coupling reactions are there. And these coupling reactions are called chain-lump coupling reactions. There in that reactions only you need the catalyst. So therefore, you cannot file patent by citing that it is a copper catalyst. It will be rejected. So you have to file a copper catalyst for what? For CN and CS bond forming reactions. So this is how you file the title. Now there are some more things in there. That is N process for its manufacture. These are the things because this is a patent where you have both the process, how to manufacture it, and also the catalyst itself as such, structure of the catalyst. Suppose you have invented, say, namak, right? Sodium chloride. Then you have to write sodium chloride and method of its manufacture, how you have manufactured sodium chloride. So just like it, you have invented. So this is how we write the title. Now this title does not have any fancy words. It is within 15 words, and it by just going through the title, you can know that what is the invention. This is how we can draft title. Okay. Next, we can go to the field of invention. Now, after the title, we have to write to which field an invention belongs. So naturally, by title is very small, so you have to write which is the field where this invention actually stands. So there you have to say which is the subject matter. Then advantages and industrial applicability. Now here, in the field of invention, it could be very broad. So here, what we have to say in the field of chemistry, if you come, then organic chemistry, no, that is not how you write in patent. That is how you write in a research paper. In patent, you have to write it the practical application. That is one of the primary difference between a patent and a research paper. Now, the subject matter that they have been written is, see, this invention relates to a new copper catalyst, okay, having the formula, the whole IUPAC name has been given, and also process for production of the same. And what are the advantages and when it is, where it can be used, field of invention and use of invention. So it can be used in a variety of carbon-carbon and carbon heteroatom bond forming reactions, and more specifically that special reaction, that is chain-lump coupling. And then what are its industrial applicability and advantages? So advantages is that in shorter reaction time at room temperature. So this invention, it works in room temperature, which is, that's why it is very easy to, and that is one of the greatest advantages. And then, and hence, what is the industrial applicability? Industry where it will be used. So it is a better method for synthetic intermediates and pharmaceutically important compounds like drugs. This is the best writing of a field of application. It's not very much, just one paragraph. You have to have which field it belongs, what are the advantages, and what is the industrial applicability. Okay. Next is the prior art. Now, how does a patent start? Patent starts, say, you just have a timeline like this. Then this is the point your patent has started. That is, you have invented from this point. That is the date. Say, today is the date. Prior art means before today, whatever related to this invention is there, you have to write it in the patent application. That is the prior art in simple sense. So, prior art will contain different types of publications, different types of patents, and any other related documents in the field. It could be an article also, a magazine also. And you know, recently we have got I have got a work for an examination report. The examiner has cited a YouTube video as a prior art. That is a very interesting thing. I've got it first time in my life. I'm so sorry. Examiner has cited a YouTube video as the prior art. So you can also use a YouTube video. That is an interesting, but not just the link copy, because nothing will be there. You have to write the title and who is the actual owner of the YouTube and what is the name of the channel. So those are the prior art. Now, one thing is there. Many people think that when they are inventing the patent that you have, it is a new thing. So they usually come to us and they say that I have invented something which is not available in the world. It is a self-claim, it is natural thing. But nothing in the world is there which is absolutely new, absolutely new. It has to be some kind of improvement. It has to be some kind of amalgamation. It has to be some kind of new. Does not mean that you have to invent something. It's not like inventing a new element. You cannot do it. It has to be some kind of you can say a combination of different things or a processes or some improvement. That's why prior art is very important. In the prior art, whatever you will declare, that will not be examined by the examiner. The examiner will not give whatever you have in the prior art. They will not object on them because you have already gone through it. So that's why writing the prior art is very important. If you think that yes, I have this invention or this patent is there, that this patent is a little bit similar to me, I will not write. Then what will happen when the patent will examine, that examiner will give you that patent is a prior art reference. So that's why prior art means you have to clear whatever it is before your date. You have to write it and then tell the examiner that these are the things that are available before it. And in the prior art, whatever citations you give, the patent applications, publications, you have to write about them and what are their demerits or why your invention is better than them. You have to do a little bit of comparative analysis, 1 or 2 sentences. So if you have, see here in this prior art, I think it's very complex, but let me try to resolve it. I have another patent application if you want to. It starts with some details, just like how copper material can use, then all these bends, how you can use, then what is the name of the reaction, and then references will start. These are the references which work has been done by improving some kind of catalyst or using other catalysts. So A, B, C, so many references are there. And then I told you, there has to be some kind of a comparative analysis. This is the comparative analysis table. In this case, every reference is there. This is a prior art. So prior art at room temperature, the reaction takes time is greater than 24 hours. Such as another reference, 18 hours. So like that, you have to write all the things, all the references. However, the above catalyst has disadvantages such as a long reaction time. That means your ones take shorter reaction time. High temperature, your invention works at lower temperature. There is an advantage. Use of high amount of catalyst. Also, catalyst consumption should be less. And use of microwave in some extra things which are just adding the cost, which becomes a hindrance in extending the particular process for the manufacture different chemicals, drugs, and also demands a conditional environment. So thus you have by reading this prior art, if I am the examiner, I will come to know that, oh, acha, all those things are already, he have gone through it. And this, he has claimed that this is a newer than all the prior art. Okay. And then in the last sentence in the prior art, you have to write, what is the requirement of your invention? Just a mere, you can say, better of invention is not. You have to say, what is the requirement? So the novel catalyst highly catalytic and enables for shorter reaction time, 5 to 75 minutes, and functions at the room temperature without the aid of any external support such as a microwave radiation or heat. So you can say this is how you write the whole prior. Okay. Are you clear about this prior a little bit? Yes. Next is the objects of the invention. Objects of the invention are very similar to what you have in the objects in your research paper. It's very similar to that. But here, there should be a practical aspect. Just remember that. Objects, they tell why your invention is necessary, then what are the problems and how you have solved it. And also, there is a differences between the prior. If you check it in here, we have got a three objective here. First objective is that we should provide an active homogeneous solid copper catalyst like that. And then another second one is that synthesize a new copper complex containing pyridine substructure as a ligand. And another one is to develop a process or method. So these are the three objectives. Why you are filing this patent, it should come in the objective side. This should not be very tough. This is similar to your research work objectives. Then summary. Now, summary of an invention, it's almost like a one page. You have to write the whole invention in a very short time. So that when I go through the summary, I will come to know about what is the invention. In the summary, you should not write the prior art. Remember that. It is said that you should write something between, but do not write the prior art. You can directly write what are the features of the invention, how does it work, and all the technical things in just one kind of a paragraph in one page. So here you can see how does it work. I'm not in details, all those things. Just this is the summary. It's a very short summary. And in this short summary, you can see you can get all the different types of details. The whole invention is within this summary. Next comes the main part, that is the detailed description. Detailed description consists of all the detailed technical aspects of the whole invention. So, and detailed description should be written with a reference to if you have some diagrams, some charts, some tables, all those things. The content that you write in a research paper, that is the detailed description. But remember, you have to add the commercial aspect to it. And in biotech patents, you have to get a sequence listing of the different, if you're using like gene sequencing, then you have to get a sequence listing, but sequence listing take a lot of pages. So if you give it separately, they do not count for extra pages. In case of patent, we are limited to 30 pages. So more than 30 pages, every page will have to pay extra fees. But if you declare it's a biotech patent, so sequence listing is exempted from the fees. Now, so in the drawings, you have to, after you declare all the different drawings then you go for detailed description. So here you can see one is the introductory part. Then what are the different types of the aspects of the invention? How does it work? What are the uses? And then some examples. Examples are very important in this case. They say that if you can conceive anything, look, many people say that an idea is there. So can you patent an idea? You can patent an idea provided if you prove that that idea works. And that is why you should always supplement with some kind of experiments. You can think of a new invention, then you write it to the patent office, but they will always object you and ask you information, whether you have done some example, some experiment. If you do not put experiments, they will not allow a patent, how much it is plausible. That is why These examples, these experiments are what you've done in your work. Just you put them. For example, we have put this experiment. So we take these are the conditions, then this is the reaction, then this is the time, then we got the these are results, and these are the different types of charts, or you can say tables. So all those you have to put in. Now these things actually will make the examiner understand that yes, this is something realizable. This is a reality pattern. It's not just something like a dream or an idea. It is very important part, and you have to put it in the detailed description. After the detailed description, just going to hold on. You have to write a paragraph regarding the advantages in very details. Advantage of the invention. You have written it before, but here you have to write what are the practical advantages, where you will it use, or have you practically used the invention sometime? Are there some test reports? Have you done some NGO, some field work? Those things will come in the last. So that will say, yes, I have done some. If you have not done practical aspects, that is okay. This is not a problem, but have to do some kind of experiments. After the description has been done, you have to write one of the most important part of a patent application, that is called claims. Now remember, I think earlier sessions they have told you about patent, what rules of the patent, what are the act of the patent. So patent is a property, right? So, and that property is governed by the Patents Act 1970 and its rules. So act means what? There has to be some law. Law means what? There has to be some words or some techno-legal words in the patent document. These are the techno-legal documents which are included in the section called as claims. Claims are the sentences that legally protects your invention. No other things protect your invention. If you write a very good abstract, if you write a very good field of invention, prior art description, your invention is very clear. But if you cannot write a good claim, then that invention will not be protected properly, and people can actually infringe that invention. You got it? So just like this patent, just I'm giving an example. Yeah. So here, remember, I told about this patent is actually for two types of patent. One is the product and one is the process. So here the professor has disclosed a copper catalyst and also how to make the copper catalyst method. So there are two things in here. Suppose you have claimed only the copper catalyst. You did not claim you have not written anything about the method in the claims. Then what will happen? Method is written in the description, right? Then tomorrow someone can make a factory, and in that factory tomorrow someone can offer to produce this catalyst because the method is there. So you cannot legally block or stop that factory because you are the owner of the product, not the method. Now, alternately, if you only put the method in the claim, that means you're protecting the method, how to make it. There are some step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, but you do not claim the copper catalyst. Then what will happen? Copper catalyst will be sold by retailers. It will come into the market. So when it comes into the market, you cannot get any share of it. They can duplicate, replicate how much they can sell it. You will not get any money or any royalty out of it. So in this case, we are including two things together, both the catalyst and also the method of making the catalyst. And by joining together, you have a very strong patent. This patent is commercialized. Who is the gainer of this commercialized patent? Two types of companies. One company or an industry that manufactures pharmaceuticals, right? We also have in Guwahati that manufactures medicines. That is the actually industry, but that industry does not sell it to us customers. No, they do not sell to the pharmacy. Who sells to the pharmacy? The branding people, okay, who markets them. Marketing people are dealing with the tablet, that is the copper catalyst. So that is also covered in our patent. So that's why the marketing people cannot market until they get some permission from this professor. That's why in this case, we have blocked all the manufacturing and also selling of the whole patent. And that's why is one of the strongest type of patent is we say in case of a pharmaceuticals, we do it like that. Okay. Now coming to the claims. Told it, yeah, boundaries. That's a very important. Just think that this is your patent. It consists of all the technical features of your patent. Now, the claims are actually the boundaries that surround the patent. Inside the boundary, it is your right. No one can, copy your work. Outside the boundary, many people are there which have got some common work. That is, your work may be common some aspects to another person. Making this boundary is the skill of the claims. If you make this boundary too much narrow, okay, too much narrow, right? You are giving that this invention has to be done like this only, with only say only in 105 degrees only you have to boil. Okay, not 104 or 3. It is very narrow. So you have to what there? You are forcing the industry to maintain 105 degrees. They will need some very sensitive instrument. Then it will increase cost. Ultimately, you cannot commercialize it. But if you say that I can, in this invention, one step you have to boil it, say for say 50 degrees to 150 degrees. 50 and 150 is a huge difference. So it's like anyone can tell that yes, this is 50 is a 150, 100 degree difference. So anyone can do it. Then your boundary will be very broad. That will not give you enough protection. So like that, you have to define a perfect boundary for the whole your invention. That is the beauty of the claims. Okay. And what is not claimed is not protected. This is very interesting. I've seen many people in the past also, they forget to write important things in the claims. They say that there is no time, you have to file the patent application and let it go, something like that. And then that important aspect, it creates problem later on. I can give you an example. So there was a device which was, used to write cleaning device. So wrote, this floor cleaning device. So in the floor cleaning device, everything was written by automatically clean. There are brushes and how does it work? But there was one thing missing. It was written in the description. What is written? How to clean the brush itself. Okay, you have to clean the brush which cleans the floor, isn't it? Otherwise, it will get jammed. And any brush that you have, it needs to be itself also clean. That was written in the description, but they did not include it in the claims. Now, what happened? Later on, another patent was filed by some other person who had given that it is a method of cleaning a brush. So that had got a separate patent. So you lost one of the main aspects of the invention. If you had put your that inside, then you could have got that another feature. So that's why whatever important is always you should include in the claims. Now claims has got a 3-part structure. First is the preamble, that is the introduction part. Then we have a transitional phrase and a connecting part, and it's a body. Body consists of all the different types of things that are claimed. So I'll show you in here. So this is the claims that we have written. First claim here, this is a special claim. I will tell about the special claim later on. Let's go to number 2 claim. Okay. Now here it is written the crystal as claimed in claim 1. Okay, that is the first preamble part. Then here there is a word which is called as it will not be selected. Wherein is the connective, and then the remaining there is the crystal has a square pyramidal geometry, and where copper is in +2 oxidation state, that is the body. So it means that the first part tells what you're going to write about. In the preamble, that is you're telling about the crystal, that is the catalyst. Connecting part tells you what are you going to tell about that. So you are telling that crystal where something is important. That something important comes in the body part, that is has got a different unique structure. Now, how do you write it in case of a method? So if you're getting a method, I just told you there's a method, a process for producing crystals of this, which comprises, first step is mixing of the 4.5 mole of cupric iodide and all those things, then adding this much, filtering this much, and then separating the crystals. 4 step. So here also, the first part, a process, that is your first preamble. Connective will be your comprises, that is what are different steps, and the 4 steps are the body of your claims. So it's a 3-part structure: preamble, transitional phase, connective, and the body. This is the basic structure. Now, okay, there are different types of claims. The one is the best, I think the easiest of one, the claims that you have, that is we call is a product claim. So in the product claim, what we write, say a microphone, a device for this example, a device for recording and converting into electrical signals. That is the first part, that is the preamble. Then you write transitional phase. We write comprises. What are the things comprises of? There is a, an input receiving apparatus, converting apparatus, there is a filter, how you filter it, and then there is an output. So that will come under the body. Simple type of a product claim. Then next type is like your a method claim. In the method claim, you say a method for producing this kind of a say device comprising is the transitional phase. What were things are there? This different types of components. That is how these different steps that you do. Then there are other types of claims such as we have got what is called a step claim. One is a step claim. In the step claim, you write what are the different steps by which an invention can be made. That is, it's a kind of an assembly type. There is a step claim. Then we have got some special claims, that is we usually refer to as Jepson claims, where you write an improvement of a previous feature. Say I give the example of the brush, right? So there are many patents on brush. So you can write, if you have invented a new brush, which has got a special bristle, say angle, no toothbrushes, before toothbrushes, bristles were always straight. Later on, there were new like crisscross bristles are there. How will you write that? That will come into your Jepson claims, type of claims. So there you can write it like a toothbrush containing bristles. That will be your first preamble. Then a transitional phase, you can write wherein, and the body will be the toothbrush are crisscrossed at an angle of say 30 degrees. So then that will be your body. So this one tells that what is the previous thing, and what is the you're connecting it, and what is your invention comes at the last step. So this is how you write the claims. Claims is actually very technical thing, techno-legal, and it requires much expertise. So it is recommended that some professionals should draft a claim that will give a good protection to your invention. Okay. Now one slide is there made, which is called a different claim. This I told. There are two things, two types of claims. One is the independent and dependent claims. Now, so an independent claim is a claim which directly claims some unique feature of an invention, and it is a kind of a single own claim type. Such as here, the independent claim is the claim one, that is a crystal of the whole, catalyst. The IUPAC name is there. So this is an independent claim. It is not dependent upon anyone. But claims 2 to claims 5 are dependent claims because they are dependent on the claim 1. Look how it is written. The crystal as claimed in claim 1. These are the common preamble. That's why you can say these are called as dependent claims. Then I think I've told the other ones, such as abstract is a step function, apparatus method, composition claims. Composition claims are called those claims which give a composition of a chemical structure. That is a composition claim. Special claims, I told you, with absent claims. After the claims, we come to one of the essential part, that is called a abstract. So in the abstract part, we have to write a very concise summary, maximum 150 words. Remember the summary, it consists of all the things. Abstract is just a concise word, because abstract is the only thing that is published in the patent journal. So you have to be limited to space. And in the abstract, you have to cite what is the title of your invention, and also you have to give a reference or figure. So when a journal of a patent is published, you can get only the details of the abstract. Other things you have to search in the database, then you will get it. Okay. Claim types. Okay, so this is the whole my presentation. I will give you another example of a patent that we got granted. Then you can have a good refreshment of the whole process. Yeah. So this is a patent we got. I think in 31st January this year. We got it a recent patent. So this is the name of the patent is Underground Sediment Deposit Multi-Stage Water Filter, and the patentee is Dharmananda Barmudai from Gopur. So first of all, I'll describe what is the patent, then I'll go for the drafting. So this inventor, he has devised a new kind of a multi-stage filter. You know, filter is already there. Now, what do you, sand filter is there, then aggregate filter is there, charcoal filter is there, many things, no problem. The main feature of this filter is that when the residue comes off the filter, right? That residue, what will happen? Usually, remember, we have so many iron filters. You have to clean the iron filters regularly. After cleaning, what do you get from the iron filter? The iron that you get it, right? Where do you throw the iron? In the drain. That iron again goes and it clogs the, also very drain clogging, and also it affects the fertility of the soil also. So that is a problem. Here, what he has done, when you do a washing of your filter, that is a backwash as you call it. When you backwash your filter, the output is again put into the ground, but it is below the fertile layer of the ground, above the water table, so that if you draw water, that residue will not come. This is one of the greatest this invention. Because it was granted patent, it means that it is a new invention in the world, not only in India, even though it's an Indian patent. So that is the main invention. And the second invention is that, if you can see, second feature is that this is the first chamber. This is the first, yeah, my cursor. This is the first chamber. In the first chamber, you put water. Water has got its own weight. Now, the own weight forces the water itself to go through the number 12 chamber, which is a sand filter. Through the sand filter, there are strainers, number 14. It's like a tube with small, small holes. The water passes to the next stage. This is like, you do not need anything. It's just like, putting water above overhead. Under pressure, it comes. But under the pressure also, it gets filtered out in this first stage only. So that is one of his second features. Now, let's go to the drafting of this application. First of all, the title. So it is told that title should be directly indicative of the whole invention. Title should be what? A water filter? No. Common thing. Then multi-stage water filter, that is also common. What is the main purpose of invention? That is what? Sediment deposit. So that's why, and where do we deposit the sediment? Above? No. Underground. That is why this title is Underground Sediment Deposit Multi-Stage Water Filter. Okay, that is the title. It should be a technical title. Then preamble is a standard word you have to write. If you are giving a complete specification, you have to write this following specimen particle describes the invention and a manner which is to be performed. And if you write provisional, you have to write the following specification describes the invention. This is a standard language. Now, if you read the field of invention, what is the use? This invention relates to a ground-based construction water filter where the sediments of the filtration is sent back to the ground in safe reduced form. Then I will go ahead. This invention, then field of invention is okay, water filter, then what it does? Then what are the technical use or industrial applicability? That will be the invention can be mainly used in areas where pollutants like iron fluoride, these are present, and it works well in both small and large scale, manner. So this is the field of use and invention. Next, what is the prior art? Prior art means from that date what was done earlier. So prior art is, say there is an application number patent which is Canadian patent CA2163. There is also a patent which is called multi-stage filtration packaging patent. So there it is a 3-stage. They are using stage 1 is a roughing filter, and all those things are there, all those written about all the things that were done before. However, in the above filters, the residue is collected separately and hence is disposed in the ground during frequent cleaning sessions. So this affects the fertility of the soil. So there is a need for a simpler, low-cost water filter with adequate filtration of high-risk pollutants. Sediments are safely deposited in the ground. Okay. Next, we come to the part which are objects of the invention. That is, what are the different objectives? First, to provide a water filter where residue is deposited. Then you will have water filter which removes your iron. That is a very common one. Then you will have that utilizes the weight. Remember that when you put the water, the weight itself creates the filtration. That is a very important third object. And there is an interesting object, that is where the height of the reservoir determines the filtration process. So interestingly, here the reservoir where your purified water will get collected, that determines what? The whole filtration process. So in this filter, when you're going to construct the filter, you have to first set what is the height of the reservoir, what is the capacity and height. Then only you can construct the filter. Usually people construct this way, but this filter is constructed in the opposite way. That is one of the greatest features. So it's very commercially viable. Why? When we install a filter, what the person asks you, what is the capacity you need, isn't it? According to capacity, they will give you this filter. This also stands that here it will ask how much capacity, 2,500 liters. What is the height? What is the space requirement? Okay, height is 5 meter. From there only the filter gets manufactured. So this is a very interesting feature. That's why it is in an object. Then there is a summary. It's a big one. I've just told you 1 page almost summary. Then different drawings. And then you have got the detailed description. So detailed description, there is an introduction part. Then you write what are the different stages in the filter. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, 5. The details about how each stage works. So here stage 1 works where all the calculations, what is the height, volume calculations are there. And then last stage filter. These are the different stages. Next, you have to write how the filter works. So this filter works in sessions. A session ends when the reservoir 1 is filled. This is very interesting. So when you put incident water in the first stage, then filtration is happening. Once the reservoir gets filled up, one session is over. You do not put continuous water into it. So this is very interesting because when many people buy water, especially in Guwahati also. So in the buy water, there is a capacity how much you can buy, 1,000 liters. So 1,000 liters you buy it, directly put it into the incident chamber. This 1,000 liter will go automatically and then the reservoir will collect about 800 liters of about pure water. One session is enough. Now you can use that water. So this is how it works. It's a very different technique, not continuous filter. And then everything is written how it water starts filling up the pre-filter, enters the filter area, and then it creates, and how is the working? Needs the small amount of air inside the filter that further creates more oxides of impurities. So the ions, impurities like iron, present in ions, right? Fe2 plus 3 plus. So that will be get reduced, and then water escapes from the outlets and starts entering the reaction chamber. Then, yeah. Also, you have to give the reaction. These are the simple reaction, but you have to give so that this is not just an idea. So water, how is the iron reduced here? Then arsenic also, some fluoride reactions are there. Okay, using this invention. Yeah. And then how this invention benefits you. Now, once this invention has been declared that what are the different components, how does it work, then you have got another thing, which is the test results. Now, this inventor has practically tested the invention by taking samples of water. So we have included, say, prototype of the filter was built at Gopur district, Sonitpur, Assam, and the laboratory tests were carried out and the raw and filtered water samples, and these are the official reports. How much iron, fluoride, and arsenic were removed according to raw water, purified water, what is the permissible limit, and what is the report. These reports we had enclosed already. Then comes the claims. Now here you can see claims are the main part. Now how do we claim this whole type of invention? So what is the main feature? Remember, feature is that the first stage, how does it go? That is one of the first features, sediment return. Now here you can see the preamble part of the claim. The first it tells you have to declare what you are going to claim. So an underground sediment deposit multi-stage water filter is essentially the title of the invention only. Then transitional phase, comprising of, that means what are the things that is comprised. So reservoir is there, pre-filter is there, reaction chamber, slow sand filter, action chamber. Now, interestingly, this is one of the types of a Jepson claims. So here, all those things are common. Reservoir is common, pre-filter is common, it is already available. So you have to write them. The prior art is written there, and then you have to tell after this word characterized by. After you have to write what is what you have done new in your filter. So the new things are here, 3 paragraphs. First one is the filter area, which is a sub-compartment within the pre-filter made up of 1-2 millimeter sand and having height equal to reservoir, volume less than, this is the calculation part. Second, plurality of strainers. I told you those pipes were inside. That is the second one is there, which are vertical perforated pipes inside the filter area. The size of the said perforations being less than the size of the sand used in the filter area. So in the filter area, if the sand is 1 to 2 millimeter, the holes of the pipe should be less than that. And having outlets and all those things. And the third is that sediment deposit chamber, the chamber through which the residues will go to the ground, which is what is a chamber? It's a 3-inch bore in the ground made at the bottom of the action chamber and having depth below, and it is filled up with rocks with sizes ranging from 6 to 20 millimeter throughout. This is your main claim. This is your independent claim. This is also your principal claim. And type is a special Jepson claim. Next, number 2 is a dependent claim, because number 2 claim tells some more features which are present in the principal claim. So here we write an underground sediment deposit multi-stage water filter as claimed in claim 1, where the height of the pre-filter, reaction chamber, slow sand filter are 2 times, 1.25 times, 1.75 times respectively to that of the reservoir. Remember I told you here main catch is that the reservoir first we take the aspect and then we construct the filter. So this is a special feature. So it's a dependent claim. And then we have another dependent claim where we tell about the volume of the different stages of the filter. So if someone wants to make this filter, so they have to take all the 3 claims, because if you take only the one claim, if you're going to license the patent, only one claim will not make the whole invention. So this is a technique. Remember, I could have put the number 2 and number 3. Number 2 and number 3 what? There are some ratio type thing, isn't it? Ratio calculations. I could have put those number 2 and number 3 inside the number 1 claim. It has been easy, but that is not the technique. The technique is that you have to make it such perfect. Too much narrow is bad. Remember, boundary. Too much broad is also bad. Perfect is that you have to split those two features so that if someone wants to commercialize it, they have to buy or license both first, second, and third patent. Because without the first patent, naturally it will be commercialized. Without the second and the third claim, you cannot make this invention. See, you have got three claims. You can write it one, but I have done it 3 claims so that it has got more, demand for it. So this is the technique how we draft the claims. And then we have an abstract where you write about 150 words that it consists of all those things and just a very concise what we write in the summary. Okay. And then lastly, these are the drawings. You can say this is a basic drawing like that. 3D drawings we have given, then each chamber is showed differently. What are the different components? In a drawing, you have to show only by numerals. That this, you cannot write in text matter here, just put it by numerals. What are different components? And in the description, you have to write what number 12 means what. It is a sand of 1.1 to 2 millimeter. All those you write in the description. No descriptive matter should appear in the drawings. All those things you see. This is the sediment return, no, that chamber. This is the chamber where your deposits will be there, and then it will go through this bore to the ground. This is a flow diagram. Water flow diagram you have to give because you are inventing what a water filter. So you have to give a water flow diagram. So how the water flows, you have to put it in here like this, arrows go through like that. It will go up, down like that, and this is the flow. Okay. So this completes your whole patent application, and interestingly, we got it granted this year only. So it's a very wonderful invention. I think this I've come to the end of my presentation. So if there is any question, I will like to answer. I hope you got some idea about how to draft the patents, right? At least you can draft the provision specification. Don't worry about claims because we are associated with from PIC, STEC, we are associated with your university. So we can do that in drafting, no problem. But when you submit your applications to us, you can actually at least write the provisional one. So there we can have a lot of data. We can do a good search. Then we can, it will speed up the drafting process. Okay, then I think there are no questions. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Any queries?
Sir, you said that after you draft the provisional patent, no, that within 12 months you have to give the complete specifications. No, can you do it beforehand only? And will
Time, then you can just booking your date, no? Just like you're going to doctor, no? You're booking your number. But when you reach the doctor, then whoever comes, only he goes, no? Something like that. So that is one. Okay. Do you have any questions about other things, other from other sessions? Any other about patents? Yes, yes. You can ask me them also. No problem. Patent and copyright. Yes, definitely. Look, patent is a right, okay, which is given for an invention. Now, what is an invention? Invention means a technology that you have developed, okay, which is new, which has got an inventive step, which is not obvious, and it has got an industrial application. That is, we call it which is going for a patent. Okay. Patent is always technical. You have to have technicalities in order for a patent. Copyright, on the other hand, is something which is given a right, which is given to literary, artistic, musical, and other such works. So it includes small text, okay, literary text, your research journal, newspaper publications, if you write some poems. These do not have any technical aspects, right? So the text itself, you get the copyright. Music, you have got lyrics, text, copyright. Then song arrangement, copyright. If someone sings, copyright. Okay. Videos, you are shooting the videos, then video itself, copyright. Two copyright. That is the sound and also the visual. Photograph, copyright. No technical aspect. But camera, how does a camera work? Technical, that will come into patent. You got it, no? Technical things come into patent if there is an invention, means you have to develop something new. Copyright also is new. Okay, but it is just the literary and artistic. Okay, I hope you're clear now. Websites. Yes, website we have look, website is it an invention? Is it new? Yes, it could be new. So does it have a technical feature? Technical feature is one, something which you can make, something which you can develop, something which you can put in industry. Technical things. Yeah, it could be hardware, it is software also. Software is also technical. There are many software patents. Okay. Software are lines of code, right? But lines of code can be implemented as a method also. I told about method claims. Okay, suppose there is software patent such as a computing device, okay, which calculates number A step, such as A step, which calculates what? Rate of speed by using the gyro sensors present in a computing device, which calculates, which reads the heartbeat, which is provided by an auxiliary sensor based attached to the body. Now, what patent I am telling you about? Smartwatch. Smartwatch is technical, so it goes to patent. Websites are copyright. Website means what? It is just the lines of code, but it just displays your, it's a what do you call it? Artistic and literary work. Website consists of text material, and what do you get there? You get some photos, videos. All those are artistic materials, literary materials, and that's why it comes under copyright. Okay. Any confusion? You can ask me. Any other confusion? There was an introductory session, right, about different types of IP or something like that. No. No, what are the different types of IP, intellectual property? No, today there was, I think, first session. Types of IP is there. No, patent is there. Patent for technical things. Then copyright for literary, artistic things, music, songs, videos, photos. Then there was a trademark. Trademark is for what? Brand name. Okay, brand name is for trademark. Then we had got a design. Design is for does the outlook design of a article. No technical thing. Such as this chair, no? This has got a design registration to it. Only by looking at it. But this chair can have a patent also. Why? There may be a back angle is there, no? How much will be the back angle? Can anyone tell me? You have to do some research. Someone has done some research and they have found that 28 degrees is very comfortable. That is a patent. I think you have interesting thing is in many cars, no, when you sit at the back, no, some cars are very comfortable, some cars are less comfortable. Those who are very comfortable, they say Mercedes has got the patent to it that your back seat should be back seat, no, it is reclined at 28 degrees on. they have found an experiment, they have got a patent to it. Because they have got a patent to it, you cannot copy that in our car. Okay, so I don't know, but if someone gets to sit in a Mercedes, no, you can really see how comfortable back seat is. Those are the, okay. Then we have got design, I've told you. Then we have got geographical indication, GI. Geographical indications are products from a special area, which is very famous. Just like in here, what we have, Muga we have. Now it is lychee season. Tejpur lychee, you know. Tejpur lychee, no, it's very famous. Have you consumed Tejpur lychee? Yes, because pulp is very pulpy and seed is very small. There is a GI, it's a registered GI. It is a wonderful form of IPR. Okay. Then we have got other one is what semiconductor IC layouts design. Your this chip no that you have. What is that? Snapdragon, MediaTek chips are there no in a mobile phone. Inside the chips there is a circuit. Someone has thought that how to make the circuit because each circuit will give you a performance of the chip. That circuit can be registered. The design of the circuit can be registered as a semiconductor IC layouts design. Then another one is plant variety protection. So different varieties of plants are there, right? New varieties. When you go to buy rice, many varieties are there rice, but rice is the same. No, rice is rice. Some rice is long, some one is short. These are different varieties. So special varieties can be registered. So I think these are the different 7 forms, right, of IPR. Hope you're clear now about the different IPR, no? Any questions you have? Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, then I think later on also, I think we can organize some basic workshop regarding on this IPR also. From introduction to IPR, different types of IPR in this session, and that will be also help. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Siddharth Devnath, for your useful tips, guidance regarding patents and associated aspects. At last, we have come to an end. I'd like to request Mr. Arup Borua sir to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all the dignitaries present here, and dear colleagues, students, and all the online participants. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this 2-day workshop on entrepreneurship and patents. First and foremost, I would like to thank Patent Information Center, Assam Science, Technology and Environment Council for financing this workshop. Without the support from STEC, this workshop would not have been possible. In this regard, I would like to thank the Patent Information team, STEC, for supporting and helping us right from the planning stage of the workshop to identifying what would be the topics, and then identifying the resource persons, and even conducting one of the session today. Next, I would like to thank all the resource persons who had conducted the sessions. Mr. Asinta Kumar Borua sir, Chief Program Coordinator, Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship, Guwahati. Mr. Ratul Bora, CEO and founder, Elect Novo Private Limited, Bangalore. Mr. Partha Protim Pathak, Director, Fresh Air Waste Management Services Private Limited, Guwahati. Dr. Jupi Gogoi, Associate Professor, National Law University and Judicial Academy, Assam. Then Dr. V. Agalya, a Professor and Associate Head R&D, New College of Engineering, Bangalore. and Mr. Siddhartha Devnath sir, Scientist C, Patent Information Center, Aztec, for taking time out of their busy schedule and sharing their experiences and knowledge for the benefit of all of us. Next, I would like to thank our management team from Assam Don Bosco University, Father Stephen Mavely, Vice Chancellor, ADBU, Father Joseph Nalanat, Pro Vice Chancellor, ADBU, Dr. Johnny Zos, Registrar, ADBU, and Professor Manoranjan Kolita, sir, Director, School of Technology, ADBU. All of them have always been supportive to conduct events of this type at our institute. And I would like to thank them for their encouragement and guidance. I forgot to mention also Dr. Jaideep Barua, sir, Head Science and Technology, Aztec, for gracing the inauguration ceremony and for delivering his inspiring speech to us. Next, I would like to thank all the participants, offline and online, for participating in this two-day workshop. Without your participation, this workshop would have been meaningless. And I hope you have found all the 6 sessions informative and worthwhile. Next, I would like to thank all the members of the organizing committee for their cooperation and support. Without that, we would not have made this workshop successful. In particular, I'd like to mention Mr. Sunil Deka and Dr. Rupkumar Deka for anchoring the day-long events, and Mr. Sudeep Kolita for providing all the technical support. I would also like to thank all the student volunteers, Mr. Shantanu Das, Mohammad Umer Ali Siddiq, Palash Jyoti Nath, Akash Eka, Ashish Parasar, Boranjit, and K. Bushumatari. Also Royal Hussain for your help. At the end, we had 3 objectives for organizing this workshop. We wanted to spread the awareness of patents. We wanted to increase the filings of patents from this region, and also to encourage the spirit of self-employment among the students. So I hope we have met these objectives of spreading awareness of patents and also encouraging the spirit of self-employment. And I hope that in due course of time, we will see increase in patent filing from our institute. So with this, I'd like to end my speech. So I'd like to thank you all. Thank you.
Thus, we have concluded our 2-day national workshop on patent and entrepreneurships. Thank you all. So